Wow, I heard a channel message. Let's watch this video first.
Sweden did not fight the world wars. It declared neutrality. It hasn't fought a war in 200 years. But is Sweden going to war now? The answer is yes, if you believe the country's top defense officials. They have issued a warning that war could come to Sweden and that the residents must be prepared. The announcement has left citizens spooked. Their overwhelming hotlines, panic buying food, looking up bomb shelters and slamming the government. So is Sweden really going to war, or is this just fear-mongering? And how will a country that hasn't seen conflict in 2 centuries deal with it? Our next report tells you.
On January 8th, Sweden's top defense official had an ominous warning. He said there could be war in Sweden. Carlos Gobolen's statement left the audience stunned. A new warning came just days later. It was from Sweden's military chief, a man named Mikael Biden. He says all Swedes must be mentally prepared for it. In 2022, war came to the borders of Europe. Russia invaded Ukraine. 695 days later, the conflict brews on. It left the Nordic nations spooked, given their close proximity to Russia. So they opted to join the military alliance NATO. Finland became a member last year. Sweden could this year, and it hoped that would be enough. After all, Sweden hasn't been militarily aligned for the last 200 years. So it was a tough choice, but a necessary one for the country. But its NATO bid is stuck. It hasn't been approved yet. Sweden needs a green light both from Turkey and Hungary. So it could take some time. But the warning from the defense officials has left the country spooked. There's panic buying and frightened children, and a fierce debate over fear-mongering. Helplines in the country are overwhelmed. They have children calling and asking the same question. Will we be going to war soon? Searches for bomb shelters are up by 3,500%. Citizens are also downloading this booklet. It's called If Crisis or War Comes. It was issued during World War II. It was reissued when Russia invaded Crimea. And now citizens suddenly want it. Downloads are up by 900%. The country is also restarting its compulsory civic duty. It's a form of national service. It was abandoned after the Cold War, but now it's back. Citizens will be trained in emergency services and electricity provision. Plus, the military has changed. Not everyone is required to join the army, but a small proportion of the population will be called every year, around 100,000 of them. Does that mean Sweden is really going to war? Well, since the Ukraine war, the situation has been tense. The NATO bid made it even more volatile. Last year, Sweden arrested several people. They were accused of spying for Russia.
And did you saw that one that if crisis comes, there is a war? Well, that's true. Physically and spirituality, not the war that we have to bomb someone. You are having a war of the crisis because of financial problems, etc. All problems. Sometimes because of food problems, right? Where will you get to? Where will you get to buy those foods? And spirituality, the suppressing itself in everyone actually. The stress, depression, and anxiety will come because of those problems. It's a war. And military and government understand it as those bombs. You yourself should make and provide for those problems because you are the leaders actually. But I think you yourself are confused being a leader. How will you decrease the tax so that we will decrease our, if we are the business owners, etc. Example, we'll lower our prices also. If governments will not lower the taxes because of that inventions, we will not lower our prices also. Right? And if they insist to make it more higher, well, the goods will, in the petrol or oil, etc., will be more higher. Not only because of oil that we are basing why stocks are being high. It's the taxes itself. The tax, then all will be affected, not because of the oil. Well, some instances that it's oil, because look what's happening. Some of the countries, they are fighting because of oil, and they are stopping to provide the import of oil, import or export, yeah, to other countries. That's why. But well, as hope they continue that what's that? Well, I forgot. It's the biochemical oil, or is it oil or gas, etc. That hope they will continue from. Well, it says that sometimes you can mix those gas through the garbage, those plastics. So I hope they will continue it. And of course, those wars, it is also from ourselves and from our Father. The relationship itself, believe in faith, not the physical of bombing someone in etc. They're just making their own chaos to their own countries and to other countries, to themselves. Why do country have a conflict to other country? Unwise governing, right? Unwise decision that should be both parties can be talk about it, not that conflict will be solved straight away of war. Well, see, it's true. War will come when crisis comes. The tower moment of yourself, every family, connection to everyone. Right? That's why even your own family, they conflict with one another. Even yourself. Right? And this NATO organization really confused me also. What are people? What's their vision, mission, and connection? Then, what are they protecting and valuing and etc.? They really are confusing, weird. And Russia, I hope it would be at the end a good example to everyone, that even they do that to you, you still are there. Because, wow, I saw one video about our brother, Mr. Putin, that it's like a stage. He's talking, then someone is hearing, advising everyone. That's a good leader, actually, also. Advising and saying something. Well, because leader, really, I told this to one of my video, that a good leader also advises, motivated his people, and a wise ruler. I hope still at the end you are, or maybe you're in the stage of confused also. I hope you're ruling, because I told once that you are actually the example of a good leader, as our past president is Mr. Marcos, the father of our present president. So I hope so, because why do I hear a lot of having a war, a lot of countries having a war with you, then some post that it's like you made a war to some countries. Well, Ukraine, there's a reason about that one, but the other countries, hope the reasoning is right. All of us also all over the world, why we will make those kinds of war that we are confused of. Oh my gosh, we really cannot understand what's physical and spiritual world, right? So hope we all synchronize with that spiritual and physical world that we wanted to understand.